Hello, my name is Junior Egg and I have every mental illness. Today, I'm going to be reviewing all of them. Generalized anxiety disorder. Gonna give this one a 3 out of 10. It can be debilitating, but we have a lot of social and medical research that somebody with generalized anxiety disorder can get through life these days with simple lifestyle change or some medication. So definitely good, but could be a lot better. For this reason, I'm gonna give all the phobias a 3 out of 10 as well, except for the more debilitating ones like agoraphobia, which makes you unable to go outside, and somnophobia, which makes it difficult to fall asleep. Social anxiety, I'm gonna give what do you want it to be? Clinical depression. What does it matter? 4 out of 10, I guess. Don't get me wrong, depression is definitely debilitating, but it suffers from a lot of the same problems as anxiety in that it's widespread and there's well-known treatments available for it. Not all of those treatments work, mind you, but it's a start. Depression, when combined with another major mental illness, is perfect. But depression by itself lacks that oomph that really makes it pop. Substance abuse and disorder is the exact same thing. 3 out of 10. Great side dish, but not the main course. I'm gonna give postpartum depression a 2 out of 10 as well, just because it's often transitory. For derealization, that's a 4 out of 10. We're moving in the right direction, but we're not quite there yet. But for dissociative identity disorder, previously known as multiple personality disorder, that's the juicy stuff, right? Previously known as multiple personality disorder, this one is a favorite of mine. And mine. Easy 8. 6! 7. Cyclothymia, 2 out of 10. It's like a baby bipolar disorder. Keep trying, champ. 6 out of 10, all right? You've got the depressive slumps, that's great. You've got the hypermania, cool, but you gotta get into the mania or hypermania category to really get the top spot. So, good, but room for improvement. Now we're talking. We've got the depressive slump, followed by the mania, or sometimes even hypermania associated with psychosis. It's a 9 out of 10. But next week it's going to be a 1 out of 10. Mania, I'm gonna give an 11 out of 10. Nothing could be better. Wanna have sex. Delusional disorder is just kind of like a baby schizophrenia. 2 out of 10, not very exciting. You just have a delusion. Like maybe you think that your brain is filled with spiders or something, but that one's true. You just haven't checked. Psychosis is another schizophrenia baby. 4 out of 10, a little vague, could be transitory, maybe it's not permanent psychosis, maybe you're not schizophrenic. Schizophrenia, this is an easy one for me, a 10. I admit I'm a little biased because it is my schizophrenia that allows me to have every mental illness simultaneously. Schizophrenia really has it all. The negative symptoms drain your will to do anything, to feel positive emotion. Positive symptoms put delusions in your head, dissolve your ego, and the medications for it are often comparably bad and don't even deal with all the symptoms. One of the best mental illnesses you can get, 10 out of 10, highly recommended. If you have schizophrenia in your family, please do mushrooms and LSD. Schizoaffective disorder is when schizophrenia is paired with a mood disorder. One of the most common types of schizoaffective is schizoaffective bipolar type, which I'm gonna give a 0 out of 10 and 10 out of 10 simultaneously. What's not to love? All right, so I've got a list of eating disorders here. Let's just try to chomp through these, really just get them out of our system and keep going. Anorexia and bulimia, I'm gonna give both of these 5 out of 10s, especially when they're really bad. Pica is just so great. You're eating nails and staples and shit because your body probably doesn't have enough iron. 7.5 out of 10. Restrictive food eating disorder, that's like, I don't know, have you seen that documentary where that guy can only eat Kraft dinner? I'm gonna give that a 3.5. It's very interesting, but not totally debilitating, and you can work your life around it. You're just going to be eating a lot of Kraft dinner. Body dysmorphia is when you have a distorted sense of self. This is a great starter illness. By itself, not so cool, but it can really lead to some more pernicious problems, which makes it better. I'm going to give it a 2.5. I'm bullish body dysmorphia. I think people on TikTok, for example, getting plastic surgery to make themselves look more like they look in the filters. That's really, that's a good start, and I think that'll lead to some good stuff. Body integrity dysphoria. People with BID are uncomfortable being able-bodied and seek to become disabled in some way. So for example, some people might want to be an amputee and thus amputate their own leg. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10 just because it's very rare and that we should all strive to adopt illnesses. OCD, 8.5 out of 10. This one is actually a super underrated mental illness. A lot of people blow off OCD. They think it's just when you wash your hands a lot or you got a really clean room. They're actually thinking of obsessive compulsive personality disorder. That's a different illness. While you do have to do repetitive motions, say turning your faucet sink on and off, you're doing that while you're filled with this feeling of anxiety that something bad will happen if you don't do the repetitive action. Those thoughts play repeatedly in your head. You could be anxious about something happening and then you just can't stop thinking about that thing happening. That thing that you don't want to happen just keeps playing in your head. Very debilitating, almost no upside, 8.5 out of 10. Kleptomania, pyromania, all the manias, 7 out of 10, enjoy your life. And now let's just blow through the personality disorders real quick. Antisocial personality disorder, also called sociopathy or psychopathy. 1 out of 10, barely even a disorder. It'll just make you the top of a Fortune 500 company. Only ones that got diagnosed with this one were just bad at being psychopaths. Narcissistic personality disorder. Just like me, it's a 10 out of 10. Histrionic personality disorder. I'll tell you what this one is, as long as you watch all of my previous videos. Schizotypal personality disorder. 1 out of 10, what? You're just like kinda schizo, you know? You can still live a normal life. And if you have the right focus, you can even turn that onset schizophrenia into a nichely successful YouTube channel. You could also argue that slightly schizophrenic thinking, i.e. pattern creation, is a form of neurodivergence. And it works in a similar way laterally that autism works vertically. Avoidant personality disorder, you want to connect with people, but you're unable to. You fear rejection, criticism. You'll never leave your house because you're too worried of somebody judging you. 4 out of 10. Schizoid personality disorder, you basically have all the negative symptoms of schizophrenia without any of the positive symptoms. And this is typically a lifelong thing instead of something that onsets when you're like in your 20s or 30s. So I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10 because it has half the symptoms of schizophrenia. Borderline personality disorder, I think this is the big one. Gotta give this one an 8, you know, it's a great time. You're yelling, you're screaming at somebody because they stepped on your shoe by accident. You have no control over your emotions. You smash your phone because you lost a video game and you break it into a million pieces. You're constantly breaking down. You're often getting hospitalized multiple times a month. When you feel like someone's going to leave you, you freak out because you feel like they're the only person that can deal with your illness. Solid mental illness, you know, 8 out of 10 would recommend. PTSD and complex PTSD, trauma etched into your memory like a black hole. All thoughts leading the same moment over and over again. The same feeling in your gut. Over and over. 5.5 out of 10, solid stuff. Okay, so the following 3, there's some debate as to whether or not you can really call them mental illnesses or not, but they're widely regarded as such, so we're going to cover them here. Autism, going to give this one a cautious 5 out of 10. You could make a pretty good argument that it is a form of vertical thinking neurodivergence, which allows you to get really deep into a subject or a topic. Definitely can be debilitating, but depends on how bad it is. Lots of different kinds. ADD/ADHD, 3 out of 10. The only problem with this one is once you're on the medication for it, you might be actually more productive than most neurotypicals. So just give everybody speed. Dementia, 9 out of 10. No officially known cure yet. Some interesting treatments, some cool studies. And last but not least, being mentally sound. NA doesn't exist, no such thing. And if they do, then we should kill them. That's every major mental disorder, plus a couple niche ones. There's obviously infinitely many more niche ones we could talk about at another time. Those were all just my reviews. I'd love to read your reviews in the comments below. And that's all for now. Stay ill. Are you hopelessly mentally ill? Does your hollow, shallow, meaningless life consist primarily of consuming an endless stream of content that you can physically feel weakening, softening your brain? Well, with Surfshark VPN, you can change where you are on the world so that you can access more shows on Netflix. And they're having a Black Friday deal. You can get 83% off plus 4 months free if you order now. Now, as you guys know, Surfshark VPN is my favorite VPN and also the only VPN, and I will never contradict this statement. And because it's Black Friday, and you know you want to shop till you drop, you can use Surfshark VPN to find better deals on those Black Friday prices. So what are you waiting for? Stop being mentally ill today and try some retail therapy.